Hey Division 6, it's Mr. McGowan, and today we are doing our fourth science lesson where we will be doing a science experiment where we make our own hot air balloon. We're going to be testing Newton's third law of motion, which is every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So we're going to be talking about force and how force creates motion. So let's jump into it.
For our materials, we're going to need 6 things. Tape, a plastic or paper cup, make sure you put 3 holes in it, some coins, it says pennies, but you can use whatever you like, a straw, a balloon, and some string. For the string, you're going to need 3 short pieces of string and 1 long piece of string. Next, you'll need to tie the 3 small pieces of string through your holes in the cup and put the long piece of string through the straw. Then you're going to blow the balloon up, hold it, don't tie it, and tape the edges of the string to the blown up balloon. You might need some help for that. Once you have your balloon blown up and attached to the basket, this is what it should look like. Okay, now we are ready to test our hot air balloon. If you are following along at home with your own experiment, you will need it taped either to, I would recommend the ceiling or the wall, or get someone to hold it. I have switched out my long string for a piece of sewing thread because I was finding that the big string was not small enough. Another thing that I did was I tied like a clip at the end of the string so that when I let go and we tried it a couple times, that it wouldn't like fall down to the ground whenever it's done. So that kind of holds it on the string. I would recommend tying maybe a paper clip or something similar. So your finished product, you should have a fully inflated balloon. Do not tie it. The string should be through the straw. I think I maybe taped mine a bit too low. I think you probably have to tape it higher, maybe even at the top. And if you videotape your own experiment, let me know. So we have our hot air balloon and we're ready to let it go. So let's see what it does. All right, so ideally, what we would have wanted to see was the hot air balloon go all the way up as it had its force and then fall the way back down once the force was depleted. That being said, maybe yours turns out a little bit differently. If I had a stronger balloon, I probably would have inflated it larger. Maybe that would have helped. So let me know how yours goes. We're going to move on to part 2 of the experiment. All right, hot air test run 2.0. So we have our hot air balloon. I've inflated it a bit larger this time, and we have some weight in the basket. You can't really see there's some change in there. So we're gonna let it go, and we're gonna see if this is any different from the first run. Let's have a look. If you're not doing the experiment below at home, pause it and make your prediction on your paper. Let's go. All right, so I would say that maybe the difference is that it had more momentum, but it fell a lot quicker because of the weight. So obviously the force from the balloon was not enough to counteract the force of gravity that is being exerted on the coins. So if we were to make a conclusion, we might say that the force being exerted by the balloon was not enough to balance the force being exerted on gravity. So it was not able to get enough movement that it did in our first run. So try it at home. If you have some different results, I would love to know.